We're here at the Genesis Scottish Open where we're going to play in the Pro-Am. We've been invited here by JL, so a big thank you to them. But we're about to head out on the range, hit some shots, and speak with Matt Wallace to see how he warms up before he plays in this tournament. So what kind of stuff do you do on the range, like when you're kind of like warming up? So I'll do, you tell me what to do.
You hit some. I'd start with sand wedge. I'd never go lob wedge.
Okay.
Because
do you normally do that when you're on the chipping area? Because it's just those little kind of partial
and it's
shots.
just a bit easier to hit sand wedge. So it's kind of like, I'm not putting myself under too much pressure and stress here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be telling punters at home like to choose the hardest club to hit. Don't go and hit forehand. Don't go and hit lob wedge. Isn't the easiest, especially off this turn. Sand wedge is a bit easier. And then I just get into something. I just try and make contact as best I can. I wouldn't care about aiming.
So you're just literally all about strike.
Just strike.
Yeah.
And sometimes on days like today, that's really important. It's just strike today, you know, in windy conditions. So I've tried to get rid of like trying to be so perfect a lot.
Okay.
And so I'd go into it, I'd hit my sand wedge, wouldn't even aim anywhere.
Oh, literally
just stand into it and strike. Think about the strike, you know. If you think about the strike a couple times, and then you start to feel the strike, then you can start to play around a little bit.
Okay.
So that's what I would do to start with.
So you basically try and find the middle of the face and then start working it about. Yeah.
Exactly. I
wouldn't
care.
I'm the same when I go into driver.
Yeah.
Like it might take me sometimes. I've not hit that many balls, but somehow I managed to find somewhat the middle of the face for you. But it can take me like 20 balls just to kind of start grooving.
And then sometimes that can put people off a bit, you know, before they go out. They're like, oh, I'm not striking it well. Yeah. But that could be simply because you're too tight that you're trying to get it to a certain point.
Yeah.
Go into it, forget everything. You could put a stick down.
Yeah.
Just aim it at something, then step in. Don't even look at the target and swing and hit the ball as best you can.
Okay.
And then you'll start, I guarantee you'll start striking it a bit better.
That's kind of like what I do if I'm going into it. Like I never do it going into like when I'm playing around the golf. I'll do it when I'm doing the long drive stuff because at the end of the day we have 6 shots to try and hit one down the middle. But obviously you don't in golf, so you do get a little bit tight and you are kind of like, I need to hit it within
when
this
you're,
kind of like
some people work
distance.
Best when they're narrow-minded and vision is small. I like hitting within targets.
Okay.
So with today's modern equipment and technology, if I hit the ball well, it tends to stay in my targets.
Yeah. Because you're a pretty decent iron player, I would say.
Yeah.
So
but that's only changed. That's only changed in the last about 5 years.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I wouldn't say I was a great like striker of a golf ball.
Okay.
But I was trying to be too precise.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Like wind would affect my strike. Yeah. And then as soon as you miss strike it, especially in these conditions, the ball will go miles away. Yeah. So it's all about good solid hit.
So was that all you were focusing on in those kind of 5 years to obviously get to where you are?
Solid hit.
Yeah.
And giving myself more margin for error. So not being so precise with like aiming at a left flag.
It's funny you say that because if you do, I was speaking to, I can't remember who I was speaking to, but they were basically saying, Ryan Fox, he was saying it's like, you pick a target, swing freely, commit to it, and if it goes where it's meant to go, great. If you miss it a little bit, that's fine.
This is what
it's just feeling a little bit freer, isn't it?
It's what we work on, you know. We work on lines, we work on being in like decent nick with our technique. Yeah. If our technique's on and we hit the ball well, we would expect it to go kind of in our general direction. And then if you're on one day, you can be a little bit more precise. If you're not on, you try and give yourself that margin for error, but get through that day and then go and work on it. Yeah. Like in Dubai, when I finished that Saturday at DP World and I had that 17th hole right pin, I was on that day, so I could be a little bit more aggressive. But when I was over the shot, all I was thinking about was striking it. Yeah, just strike it. Just strike it because I'm on. Yeah. Strike it. But if I got too precise and tried to be too finessey or try to cut it too much, it just invites so many little issues, so many things that come in, and then you might misstrike it, and you know you don't hit like your landing zone. Half a degree open or something like that. Once you pick your shot, like Ryan said, once you picked your shot, get into this bit here. Yeah. Don't be so focused out there so much. Yeah. Get into this bit and flush it. And just long drive. It must be the same. You've got a grid. We got 60 yards. It's a 60-yard wide grid, so it's not like when you come on the course. Yeah. Obviously, when you hit it a long way, margin for error is just like you're scuppered. If you, I mean, you'll probably see one or two today when we're out there as well. But it'll be good if it would get you some downwind.
Get some downwinders for sure. But like in terms of how many balls will you normally hit before you then head to like
so
chipping and putting?
It's not a specific. So I'd start chipping.
Okay. Start chipping.
Well, actually no. I start putting, then I chip. I always like head back to hit a couple more putts before I tee.
You like to go just purely feel first and work on.
I'd like to finish here.
Yeah. With
the shot I'm going to play off the first, because I always used to think, why am I putting last when my first tee shot's a driver?
Yeah.
So I'd hit a drive, might go and hit a couple putts, and then I'd go to the tee.
Yeah.
But I'd start putting, you know, slightly slower. I've come out of the gym, I am warm, but it's slightly slower.
How long do you spend in the gym? Before?
I'll do at least 30 minutes to start with.
And what do you normally do? What does that look like?
So that's just activation stuff normally in the morning.
Loads of band works and kettlebells and stuff like that?
Stretching, kettlebells, med balls. I might chuck a few weights in there just to, do a little bit of a pump, really.
Yeah. Have you found that's helped as well with like a bit of the distance and pushing out the ground too?
Yeah, well, definitely activating my glutes, like getting my hips are notoriously quite stiff and not weak but stiff. So as long as I'm getting those moving, I feel better this way. My trunk moves better, my arms move better. And then now I know what I need to do to generate a little bit more speed and be efficient. I want to be efficient. You want to be efficient, you want to be really quick, but I want to be efficient where it's like really in control as well. So being efficient and knowing what I need to do in my body is important.
Mate, top man. I appreciate your time.
Cool.